On today's video, you're going to need the following ingredients. You're going to need 2 onions. I'm going to use 1.5 for the pilau and half for the kachumbari. I also do put tomatoes in my pilau, so I'm going to use 1 tomato for the pilau and the rest I'm going to use on the kachumbari. I also do put cilantro in my pilau, so that's going in the pilau. And then you need your rice. That's 4 cups of rice and 2 tablespoons of the chicken bouillon. That's what I use to boil my meat with. Yes, I'm not going to put it in the rice again. I just put it in when I was boiling the meat. This is 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm using pink salt. You can use any kind of salt. This is 1 teaspoon of black pepper. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cloves of garlic and a small piece of ginger, or two small pieces of ginger. And these are cloves, so I've dipped them in water so that they can soften up, so that they can be able to release the flavor. And of course, the star of the show is the pilau masala. That one I can't give you any measurements. I usually just put as much as I need you know, so you might want to put maybe, I want to say 5 tablespoons, but I adjust as I go, so that's up to you. You put as much as you think you'd like. All right, let's get to it. So I like to boil my meat, and I don't just like boiling it just like that with nothing in it. So this is where we're going to put our 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon, and then we're going to wait for it to boil. So this goat was not the softest, so I'm going to boil it for about an hour and 15 minutes. Ideally it would be an hour and 30 minutes, but I want to leave the 15 minutes to cook the rice in it. All right, so after an hour and a half, the water had dried up, and so my meat is fully cooked. So I took out the meat so that I could start with the next step, which is frying up our onions. And there I'm just adding my garlic and ginger. You want to make sure that your garlic is fully cooked, because if you do not cook garlic fully, it will give your food a bitter taste. So just make sure your garlic is fully cooked before adding your other ingredients. After I've put my spices, I usually like to let them cook for like 5 minutes, so that all the spices can, you know, release the aroma and cook a little bit before I add in my meat. And I can tell you guys, at this point, the aroma in this house, ooh, wee! So after adding my meat, I usually let it cook in the onions and the spices for about 5 to 10 minutes. Remember, this meat you had just boiled it with one spice, so I let it cook for 5 to 10 minutes so that it can be infused with all that goodness, all the spices, the garlic, the ginger, and then after that is when I add my tomatoes and proceed from there. I also added a little bit extra oil because we're going to be cooking rice in it. And, you might want to add a little bit more oil than you would usually. This will help your rice to cook well and also not to, make sure that your rice is now very dry. So after my rice has cooked for like 5 minutes, this is when I add my water. Those are 9 cups of water. I know the ratio is 4 to 8, but I usually add an extra glass of water because of all the spices and everything that I've added, just to make sure that my rice is fully cooked and not sticky. So you can use the 8 glasses like it's supposed to be, but for me, I always use an extra glass of water. I also continue to stir it up as I wait for it to come to a boil. And once it has come to a boil, like you can see, is when I'm going to reduce the heat to the lowest heat possible. And then I'm just going to cover it up with a foil on top of my sufuria, my cooking pot, and as well a lid, just to make sure that none of the moisture is escaping and just allowing all the heat to stay in there so that it can evenly cook. So now we're moving on to the kachumbari. This dish is usually eaten with kachumbari salsa. And for the salsa or for my kachumbari, I make a very simple kachumbari. I just put onions, tomatoes, and cilantro. I also like to put salt and lemon juice, as well as a little bit of garlic. I find this, for me, it is better, and I just like it this way. I also did not cut out the fleshy part of the tomatoes as I usually do, because it's just going to be rice, and maybe I'm going to accompany it with some wings, but I also wanted the juice that comes with the fleshy part of the tomatoes this time because it's rice, and I wasn't going to eat it with a stew or something that had liquid. So yeah, that's why I left the fleshy part of it, but usually I take it out. Guys, if you've made it this far, and you've not subscribed yet, please kindly do consider subscription. Hit the notification bell so that you can get notified anytime I upload a new video. Tell a friend to tell a friend as well. If you are a returning subscriber, asante sana, thank you so much. May God bless you. And I hope you cook this meal. It's actually one of the meals that Kenyans really enjoy. They really enjoy, and it's quite a meal. I hope most of you try it, if not all of you. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Kama imekubamba nipatie like, my friend, so that it can be recommended to other people as well. So you can accompany this meal with anything that you would like. So I decided to accompany this meal with some Korean chicken wings that I had made the previous day. Guys, I actually have a video put up already for these chicken wings. They were fantastic. They slapped like nobody's business. Make sure you go check it out. The video is doing very well, so usiachwe nyuma, don't be left behind. So this is how I chose to eat my meal, with some salsa and some chicken wings. If you've liked this video as well, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that it can be recommended to others. And I guess I'll see you in the next one.